The Top 16 Things to Know About Christian Love That Affects Every Type of Relationship by Reverend Sharleece Bellagosi Brady. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. John 15:12. This series is going to focus on 1 Corinthians 13:4-8. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Why do we show patience in love? We show patience in love because Jesus Christ shows patience and love with us. He is not haughty. He is not angry. He allows us to choose. He doesn't force us to make decisions about who we will love. And he doesn't force us to love based on carnal pleasures like lust, sex, money, so forth. What types of relationships require patience and love? All relationships, whether they are romantic, sexual, parental, at work relationships, school relationships, neighborly relationships, all of them require patience and love. Who needs your patience and love? Your siblings, your spouse, your co-workers, your peers, your neighbors, your parents. Where can you show patience and love? Everywhere. And when can you show patience and love? Mostly when you're angry with someone, and when someone is hard to love. No matter how hard you try to love them, they're always putting you down, they're always belittling you, they're always giving you a hard time. And with people who just really need you to be patient with them as they go through difficult situations. How do you show patience in love? And that's what we're going to talk about. The best example in the Bible of patience and love, and that is our finest biblical example, Jacob. But I also left this little slide that says patience with others is love, patience with self is hope, and patience with God is faith. Now, Genesis 29, chapter 29, talks about Jacob. Jacob saw Rachel at the well, and immediately he fell in love with Rachel. And when he fell in love with Rachel, he was like, wow, this, I want to be with this woman. And so Rachel took him to meet her father, and he said, how can I obtain Rachel to be my wife? And Laban, who is Rachel's father, said, well, work for me 7 years. So Jacob was like, okay. He worked with Laban for 7 years to obtain the hand of Rachel. But through the traditional covering of the face, through the veil and everything, Laban tricked Jacob into marrying Rachel's sister, Leah, instead. And Jacob was upset, but he promised to take care of Leah and to do right by Leah, even though he didn't love Leah. So then he said, how long, much longer, must I wait to gain the hand of Rachel? He said 7 more years. So Jacob worked 7 more years to get the hand of Rachel, his one and only true love, to marry. So for a total of 14 years, he had to be patient, spending time with Rachel, dating Rachel, being with Leah as his wife for 7 of those 14 years before he had the opportunity to gain the hand of Rachel in marriage. Most of us wouldn't wait a year. Sometimes we won't even wait a month for a person that we think initially that we love. Okay? Especially if they're not giving us anything, if they're not giving us, if we're worldly, but this is a Christian, we're talking about Christian love, but if we're worldly people, if they're not giving us carnal pleasures, we might not want to wait for them. If they're not giving us money, we might not want to wait for them, which is not the kind of love that we're talking about right now, because that's worldly love. We're talking about Christian love, which does not involve carnal pleasures, it doesn't involve sex, it doesn't involve money. It involves a higher kind of love that transcends just pleasing your flesh or saying what a person wants to hear. And that's the kind of love that you should have for people who are truly important to you in your life. But you would patiently wait for them if they are the right people for you to be with. Without sex, having sex with them out of wedlock, without fulfilling the lust of the flesh. As always, I leave you with this thought. I know one person who will never give up on me, and that's God. That too is patience and love. He patiently waits for us to give our lives over to Him, to be saved. So this is brought by S.E. Bellagosi Ministries. Take it slow. It works. Take it slow. It will work itself out fine. All we need is just a little patience. Take that thought with you in every situation. All you need is a little patience. And I know it's hard, but whatever it is survivable. And if in waiting patiently you find that that person's not the one for you, pray to God about it and move along. That is